to Maddie and Me. I'm Mandy, and this is Maddie. Woo! You're back. This is all about breastfeeding at midnight. Whew, guys, whew. Breastfeeding is a journey, and it seems to have its highs, its lows, and it's like this weird little cycle thing. Breastfeeding at midnight. Okay, this was the time that I really wanted to get my baby to stop waking up at. We started this back in the fall, like before Thanksgiving, where I was like, okay, if I can get her to not wake up and not want to breastfeed before midnight. Really, it was like before 1 a.m. because for me, it's like I go to bed anywhere in between, I'm gonna be honest, like 9:30 and 10:30. I like to go to bed early, especially when I've been waking up with my baby. I get tired, right? So if I went to bed at 10 or 10:30 and then she woke up at midnight, I'd be pulled, like so pulled out of this sleep that I'm like, no. And sometimes I think, oh, I've been asleep for hours, and I really hadn't been asleep. So that was like the first one that I started to break her of the habit. And we successfully did it in November. Whoop, 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 whoop. Then something happened, guys. She got sick. I talked about her getting sick and all of that. So she did it. She started doing it again right before the holidays. Then we went away. She was sick. All this, her schedule was all off, and she was good, right? Then she started teething, and she started waking up at that time again and like legit screaming. We started giving in to her, which was dumb, okay? This was dumb. Once you break your babe of that habit, you can't give in. A big thing here that I did that I would say not to do is don't give back into that midnight feeding. So she was beside herself. She was teething, and like honestly, it was a lot. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of my husband being like, what do we do? What do we do? And so we gave in. This fueled it even more, guys. Looking back on it, I think second time around, I wouldn't give in, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much crying there is. Just a hug, a console, put her back down, go back in, do that. That's what we had done before. That's what we had done to get her to go to sleep on her own and to like sleep for hours on her own. And then we kind of broke it because we got beside ourselves with her being so upset. So she was teething. Then she got sick, and I just continued to give in to this midnight feeding. We had our visitors come, like I told you, and so she was sleeping in our room. We went to San Diego, so she was sleeping in our hotel room, and I just continued to give into it. So then I'm left here with feeding my baby now 2-3 times a night, sometimes 4, wherein I hadn't been doing that before, when I had gotten her down to 1 night feeding. And she was back to waking up in the 12 to 1 a.m. hour, which I was like, no, this is like the worst time, the worst time. My husband would be like, but I just went to bed an hour ago. It's hard, you get pulled out. I decided to break it, guys. I decided to break it. What did I do? My husband and I first started, my husband going in, consoling her a little bit, hugging her. Then I would go in, console her a little bit, hug her. And then he would go and I would go. We started doing that. Then I went to the pediatrician for her 1-year checkup, and she was like, no, you need to stop going in. You cannot go in because she's, she wants you. She wants your milk. She wants that. It's out of habit. I was helping her go back to sleep. So I said to my husband, okay, now you have to go in. So that's what we did. It was like 2 nights, 3 nights max of him going in. And now she is not waking up in that midnight hour. Ooh, success. Success. We're still working on the whole night weaning thing, which I'll be back. I'll be back with my update on that. So she still wakes up once, but we are working on not breastfeeding her then, guys. So we'll update you on that. But this getting rid of this midnight, it was really just a little bit. I mean, she screamed, yes, but it was just suffering through that for just a couple of nights. And now, if I sleep till 3 a.m. and then she wakes up, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I'm so close. I'm so close to a full night sleep, ladies. I'm so close to a full night's sleep. It's easier than you think to break your baby of that midnight feeding. Breastfeeding at midnight, after a year old, you don't gotta do it. Don't give in to your babes, guys. Don't give in to your babes. It's out of habit. I'm Mandy. Subscribe for more Maddie and me. This is all about our breastfeeding journey. So share your breastfeeding woes with me and successes. Yeah, kids. Yeah.